Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
You got two fake fighters. A fake fighter. I'm a real fighter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right here, please.
Yep. Yep.
All right, hang on.
Yep.
I want you out of the way for me.
Looking over here. What's up? You wanna run it 2 on one night? What's up? You wanna run it 2 on one night?
Absolutely.
You wanna run it 2 on one night?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Haymon.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Haymon.
Let me call Al Haymon.
I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss.
One night. Got your hat.
Y'all 50 Cent just put Floyd Mayweather on blast for being scared to fight Jake Paul, and let's just say Floyd is not happy about it. But that's not even the craziest part. Word on the street is that Floyd might have even threatened for airing him out to one of his biggest rivals. And here's the kicker, 50 might actually have a point, even Jake. Paul himself is calling Floyd out for ducking the fight. With all this drama unfolding, a showdown between Jake and Floyd seems more unlikely than ever, especially after what went down with Logan Paul. Because let's be real, Floyd Mayweather is not trying to risk his undefeated record. So grab your popcorn because we need to talk about this.
There's really no excuse for him to fight me other than he knows he's going to lose. And he says, I'm a mimic Floyd. Once you fight a real fighter, I mean, what he's doing is good, but once you fight a real fighter, all that.
It looks like 50 Cent is firing back at Floyd Mayweather. Because let's be real, Floyd thought he was being slick by clowning Jake Paul while completely dodging a fight with the 28-year-old boxer. But 50 Cent is making sure everyone knows exactly why Floyd wants no part of that fight. This came up just a few days ago on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon didn't hold back. He straight up asked Floyd if he was willing to fight Jake Paul. But Floyd shut it down instantly, refusing to even entertain the conversation. If you've been keeping up, you already know this has been one of the hottest topics in the sports world, especially after that chaotic fight between Floyd and Logan Paul. But here's where it gets even messier. Ever since that showdown, Floyd and Jake have been locked in a heated war of words, taking every chance to fire shots at each other. And trust me, it's only getting more intense. Now, for those who might have missed it, back in 2021, Logan Paul actually stepped up and challenged Floyd to an exhibition fight. That match ended in a draw, but not before Logan landed way more punches than anyone expected, including Floyd himself. And let's be real, many people saw it as a clear sign that Floyd Mayweather might have underestimated Logan, probably because of his age. But that wasn't even the biggest shock of the night. The real chaos went down when Jake Paul pulled his infamous gotcha hat stunt at a press event. Floyd's security punched Jake in the face, but even that couldn't stop Jake from completely stealing the show. And if you thought that was the end of the drama, think again.
So I'm walking down the street and Floyd was waiting in 3 different cars with 3 different groups of goons. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, Floyd's right there. And I was like, all right, like what's up, Floyd? And these dudes slowly started to create this surrounding barrier around me. They attacked at the right time because there was a wall. When I see these guys and I look in their eyes, I was like, I'm out. This is probably why the Dolphins are calling. The guy swipes at me. The Dolphins aren't calling, guys. I don't know if you can pick up on that. I'll never be in the
Jake Paul claims that about 40 men surrounded him, taunting him over the gotcha hat incident. And let's be real, Floyd Mayweather never lets disrespect slide without payback. Ever since that moment, Jake has been calling for a fight, determined to settle this once and for all in the ring. Fast forward to 2023, when Jake was casually leaving an NBA game, only to get ambushed by Floyd Mayweather and his entire entourage. Now, when it comes to actual combat, Floyd originally made it seem like he was seriously considering fighting Jake Paul. Back in 2021, he even wrote, "This year, I will focus on several exhibitions. I will have an exhibition in Tokyo, Japan again, of course, the one with Logan Paul and I. If Jake Paul can get past his next opponent, Ben Askren, I will have an exhibition with him as well." But if you needed further proof that Floyd was just talking tough, look no further than Jake Paul's response. Jake actually knocked out Ben Askren in under 2 minutes, but instead of stepping up, Floyd moved the goalpost again. This time, he added another ridiculous condition. He would only fight Jake if he dropped down to 160 pounds. To Jake, this was nothing but an excuse, Because let's be real, their weight difference wasn't even that drastic. Without hesitation, Jake clapped back, "I'll fight you," and you know that would be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. He didn't stop there. Jake fired another shot. "I weigh 175, you weigh 165. We can make this happen and rake in a couple $100 million. But what's your excuse now? You didn't care what my brother weighed. So why do you care about my weight? Oh, because you know what's gonna happen." At this point, it became crystal clear. Floyd Mayweather was just dodging the fight. The reality? He's getting older. He's been retired for years, and he knows this fight could put his reputation on the line. And then there's Logan Paul, who had a lot to say about Floyd's avoiding a rematch. Logan pointed out that he and Floyd were never the same weight, but that didn't stop Floyd from stepping into the ring the first time. Let's be honest, the fight didn't go the way Floyd had planned. In fact, according to Logan, Floyd was furious about how their 2021 exhibition turned out. Why? Because for the first time in his career, a fight ended without an official victory for Floyd Mayweather. And that's something Floyd just can't accept.
Fought me, even as like an amateur boxer.
Yeah, you were like 2 years in.
2 or 3 years in, landed way too many shots and he wasn't able to knock me out.
Yeah.
Floyd that night was like, weight matters. And so now his rule is you gotta be his weight.
Yeah, 160.
He said that I was holding him all night.
Hold me the whole night.
I vividly remember Floyd going, "On June 6th, I guarantee I'm gonna knock him out."
June 6th, you will get knocked out.
Your shoes untied.
Second round, he's sitting in the corner, huffing and puffing. It's hard to hit him with a jab. The narrative changes. It's just so funny to me.
But y'all, this is the same Floyd who went on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon talking about how Jake Paul would be an easy fight for him.
Easy. Too easy. It's too easy. Too easy. At 48, too easy.
Even at 48, Floyd Mayweather is still talking big. But let's be real, making these grandiose claims without a shred of proof is just ridiculous. So, when Jimmy Fallon brought up Jake Paul's massive victory over Mike Tyson a few months ago, Floyd just laughed it off. But here's the thing, it didn't matter. And let's not forget, Floyd has spent years mocking Jake Paul for picking opponents outside his age and weight class. In fact, Floyd didn't just dismiss Jake's win, he took it a step further. He went as far as to claim that the entire fight was staged, and the wildest part, he made that accusation immediately after Jake's victory over Tyson. Now here's where it gets even crazier. This wasn't just any fight. Jake versus Tyson shattered records, pulling in over 48 million views. But despite the undeniable numbers, Floyd refused to acknowledge it. He straight up rejected the win, brushing it off like it meant nothing. And that speaks volumes.
Watching boxing for free, yeah, you can have millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of views. Yeah. But when you're watching Floyd Mayweather, you have to pay. It's real. So, I mean, I do pay-per-view. I did pay-per-view numbers. Yeah. No, you know. Okay, I see. Check the record.
And during his TMZ interview, Floyd Mayweather refused to back down and stood firm on his opinion about the fight. He claimed that Jake Paul is good at what he does now, but things will go south the moment he steps into the ring with a real fighter. However, Floyd did give Jake some credit, saying he respects his ability to entertain and make serious money off it. But here's where it gets messy. Jake Paul and Logan Paul both saw Floyd's interview with Jimmy Fallon, and Jake was not surprised that Floyd was still dodging him. Without missing a beat, Jake threw out the same challenge: "Step in the ring with me." But of course, Floyd just kept making excuses. Jake says the real reason Floyd won't sign the contract is because of his ridiculous demand that Jake must weigh 160 pounds. And let's be honest, Jake wasn't having it. Tired of Floyd constantly mocking him while avoiding the fight, Jake took to X, formerly Twitter, and went off. He called Floyd out publicly, bluntly called him a jerk, and then made an insanely bold claim: "It would take me less than 2 rounds to knock you out." Then he took it a step further, saying, "You bum, Day gave you a black eye in front of 4,000 people. I'd knock you out. You couldn't even smell Mike Tyson's toe after being knocked out in 2 rounds." And let's not forget Jake's infamous gotcha hat moment, which still haunts Floyd to this day. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist taking a brutal shot at Floyd after the incident. In a since-deleted post, 50 Cent shared a screenshot of Floyd's furious reaction, writing, "Don't give a gas going on with Champ's head. I heard he had his pubic. Fans lost it." And even though 50 Cent and Floyd were never in the same weight class, people couldn't help but remember their long-standing beef. 50 had once challenged Floyd to a fight, but with a hilarious condition. Floyd had to read aloud from Harry Potter or any book of his choice because, according to 50, Floyd was illiterate. And guess what? Floyd may have just proven him right again. During his interview with Jimmy Fallon, fans immediately noticed that Floyd struggled to pronounce the names of his own products. So, was 50 Cent right all along?
You can have it.
Thanks.
Let's see. So, and the website is on my social media page. You got to realize.
When Floyd Mayweather responded to 50 Cent's shocking 2021 challenge for an exhibition fight, he didn't hold back. I'd also heard that 50 Cent would fight me but claims I'm too small. If he wants to lace up at the end of the year, we can do an exhibition. I don't care about weight class with any of these guys, the Paul brothers will. Floyd was making it clear that he was willing to fight anyone, including Jake and Logan Paul, because at the end of the day, these high-profile events print money. But with 50 Cent, it wasn't just about the cash, it was personal. And given how Floyd and 50 have been at each other's throats for years, you'd think they've always been bitter rivals. But the truth? They were once like brothers. In fact, 50 Cent was one of Floyd's biggest fans. He was ringside for many of Floyd's fights, and when Floyd defeated Oscar de la Hoya in 2007, it was the night that changed everything. That win launched Floyd into superstardom, and 50 Cent was right there, celebrating with him. That night, Floyd secured the bag, and 50 Cent was so hyped that he even performed his hit single Straight to the Bank. But their friendship didn't stop there. A few years later, they took things to another level. They teamed up to launch Mayweather Productions, a film company. They even graced the cover of XXL magazine together, showing the world that their bond was unbreakable. And if you thought 50 Cent was the only one looking out for Floyd, think again. Floyd loved 50 too, and he made sure to support him whenever he could. In 2012, when 50 Cent premiered his film Freelancers, Floyd was there, front and center, to show his support. 50 Cent wasn't just a friend, he was family. He followed Floyd everywhere, even walking him to the ring for his legendary fight against Miguel Cotto. But then, everything fell apart. The reason? Floyd's infamous 90-day jail sentence. When Floyd was set to serve time for domestic violence, he needed someone he trusted to handle Mayweather Promotions while he was gone. And who better than 50 Cent, a man with business smarts and industry power? Floyd handed the company over to 50, and 50 took it seriously. In his own words, he did everything he could to get the company back on track. But what happened next?
I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal, it's not incorporated. It's just...
And you know, this was the moment 50 should have realized that Floyd Mayweather was just using his business acumen to stack his wealth even higher. But 50 Cent, ever the loyal friend, didn't overthink it. Instead, he went all in, pouring his own money into the business, setting things up, and even signing real fighters. Big names like Andre Durrell and Celestino Caballero. Everything was falling into place until Floyd walked out. According to Floyd, the fallout happened because 50 demanded half of his empire, a full 50% stake in TNT Promotions. And when Floyd refused, 50 lost it, and that's what started the beef. But 50's version? He claimed that Floyd saw everything he had done for him while he was in jail, yet instead of showing gratitude, he started acting shady. To make it even worse, Floyd flat out refused to pay 50 back for the money he had invested. That's when things got messy. The situation escalated when 50 Cent pulled the ultimate betrayal. He partnered with Floyd's biggest rival, Manny Pacquiao, to launch a new boxing promotion company. Floyd wasted no time firing back. He took to X, formerly Twitter, to clown 50, calling him a boxing groupie and tweeting, "A male boxing groupie. Hold my belts because your album sales have declined." And you know 50 wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back instantly, roasting Floyd's rap ambitions, mocking his history of domestic abuse, and turning their feud into a full-blown public war. And if you thought it couldn't get any wilder, Floyd accused 50 of having herpes. And 50 took it even further, accusing Floyd of being responsible for the deaths of his best friend and his wife because of all the chaotic drama surrounding him. At this point, 50 Cent was just living in the moment, enjoying every second of the chaos. And when Jake Paul disrespected Floyd, 50 seemed like the happiest man alive, watching it all unfold. Of course, he couldn't resist stirring the pot. He mocked Floyd again, claiming that the real reason he wouldn't fight Jake Paul was because he was just a little man who couldn't read. But here's the real question. Why is Floyd really avoiding Jake Paul? Is there more to the story? Some believe the Paul brothers are juicing, and let's be honest, Floyd isn't about to risk his undefeated record just to prove a point to 50 Cent or anyone else. What do you think? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to check back for more explosive celebrity drama just like this.